Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. I've been waiting all year for May the 4th. So may the 4th inch be with you. Isn't that the best? Just the best, the 4th inch. And of course, these t-shirts can be worn anytime. I am devoted to you. This is how much I love you. It is freezing in here. I've had the heater on. My concrete floor cannot get warm, but I only have the short sleeve version of this. And so I have to wear the short sleeve one. I'm like, that's cold. Anyway, I digress. May the 4th inch be with you. And remember, there's lots of things. You can get the water bottle, which I am using in my fridge. So I fill it up. It's not filled right now, but I fill it up and use it in my fridge, keep my water cold. I have the coffee mugs, and there's insulated mugs and notebooks and different sizes and different colors and stickers. You've got to go to retreat with your May the 4th inch be with you t-shirt. Absolutely. Okay, so that's the celebration today. If you have gotten one of these t-shirts or the mugs or anything else, share it in my community today. Quote along with Pat Sloan. It'd be so awesome to see you with your super fun items. So a few things today. We've got the Tulip pink butterfly. We're going to talk about strategy for this. To wrap it up, my baby, wrap it up. Okay, and a couple other things. So first, let me just show you this. I have a little disclaimer from my blog for yesterday and why I picked what I did. So take a look. So I realized after I did this, I didn't explain why. And I didn't really think about it, is that I could have made my stripe on this portion and then I wouldn't have had to seam it. But the reason I didn't is because I had so little of this red that I could not cut the extra units that I needed. I don't think I could have got it out of that. So I did it this way. But if you have a stripe, do it the other way. Do the stripe here and then your other color there that you can cut and, camouflage, fabric that you can camouflage a bit better. So this is a little follow-up from yesterday. So if I had had enough of the red, I would have flipped and put the stripe so I didn't have to piece it. But you do what you got to do when you're down to the very last block and you're trying to use the fabrics that you have. This is just the way it goes, which is fine. I love it so much. Okay, now let's see. We have a photo of Carol I want to show you. So Carol is our wonderful, wonderful winner of the 25,000 subscriber quilt. So when we reach 25,000 subscribers, one of you won a quilt, and this is Carol with the quilt that she won. Now I have another quilt to give away at 100,000 or 100,000 and a couple hundred more because I've got to be sure we stay at 100,000. And I will start talking about that quilt again. I've showed it to you once, I think. But I will talk about it here maybe next week or so, sometime this month. I'll get it out. We'll talk about it. So we'll see how fast we can reach 100,000 and somebody else wins a quilt. That's the most fun. You got to win a quilt. So it is May, and I actually did the calendar on my trip. When I was on my trip, I was working on the laptop and did the calendar and all of that. So I never had it in the video to show you. And so I thought, oh, I got to do that. So here it is. Here's our calendar. Remember, there are 2 pages. This is all the days and things that go on for the month. And then here they are, each of the projects listed. So the things we're currently working on and some things that are coming up. And just some other random things that I will work on periodically. Some I haven't worked on very much at all, like the horse quilt for my great niece. Then a lot of you sent me horse fabric. I need to get that back out. It's been dormant for, since the last time I showed it, which was like 2 months ago. So that is one that's very random, just when I get a chance to work on it. So that will hopefully come out again. I also, speaking of calendars, I went through and it was interesting to see April. So I marked up April, the things that I worked on, but on my trip, nada. I took a break from making, and so there was nothing going on there. I think I did a little cross stitch one day. That was it. And then now I have the next the May. May is decorated up. I went with the sticker book that one of you sent me that had the llamas. See, I've got the llamas. They're so cute. So I put those in there. We have Taco Tuesday on there. Did you see? See the taco for Taco Tuesday? No problemo. Yeah. So the llama there, just to be cheerful. Whoops, got his leg, stick his leg down. Okay, so that is what I did with my stickers for this month, just to keep it fun. And basically I'm using this to track what I sewed on that day, just so I can have a little reference for the year. I thought if I can keep it up, if I thought I could, it would be interesting to see, did I cross stitch every day? Did I sew something every day? So I need to go back and add in for the last couple of days, because I didn't do those yet. Okay, one mail call, and this is from Terry in Illinois. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Such a pretty card, Terry. And she sent me this super fun piece of fabric that she suggested I might be able to use for the title on one of the books in the library quilt. I'm like, super. So it has all kinds of, they're like, I don't know what do you call, like bookmarks, yeah. What is that word? Bookmarks. And they have all little phrases and things on them. And a lot of them are book related, happily ever after. Don't you think? Yeah, I love happily ever after books. They have to have a happy ending. That is my jam. So thank you. I am definitely putting that in the library box, in the bin, so I can work on that. Now, before we talk about the construction, Tulip construction zone, I want to show you what I did with the Tulip quilt. So when I said, like I just said, on travel, I did not sew at all. And on Sunday, I planned that I would just have because we got home Saturday evening, not late, but not really enough time to do a lot of things. So we did a lot of unpacking. We went to the grocery store, those kind of things. And then Sunday, I had planned that I would just chill out. I would just, do something that I felt like doing. And we did laundry, of course, and finish the unpacking, that kind of stuff, just some other things. But anyways, so I decided that I would sew and I would quilt the Tulip quilt so that I could hang it up in my hall. So I did, and then I have something to show you though. So here it is. Here's the Tulip quilt quilted. And I was thinking about backing, so I was looking at it on Sunday. I thought, well, what do I want for backing? And I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to use up some of the fabrics from the line, because this was a collection called Lucky Rabbit. And so I thought I'm going to use some of those. So what I did is I filmed my thought process for doing a pieced backing for this little guy. So let's take a look. So here it is. And I want to go through this bin and see what I can get for a backing of it, because these are just the fat quarters. So I thought, well, I will look at the fat quarters that are not quite as, they're kind of like companions, they don't have a lot of personality. So like this one actually kind of reads solid, even though it has little stars on it. So I decided, okay, I would find those. So I actually trimmed this one off. I'm going to cut this into the 2.5-inch squares. So that'll go up there for now. So I thought, well, what else do I have of these? So I was looking, and they had the teal version of it, but then there really wasn't another one. Everything in here for this line, which is the Lucky Rabbit, I think is what it's called, yeah, Lucky Rabbit. Everything has a lot of personality, or it has these pretty flowers. So you have a whole series of them in the flowers. Then you have all the ones with the great big scenes on them. Oh, okay, here's orange. Here's an orange with those little stars. Okay. Well, then I decided, well, what else do I have in pink? Maybe I would just do several pieces, and then I'd have to add some because it's not wide enough to go across. So what I find. Okay. So there is first the sleepover. The book, the chair tents. Remember those as kids? The chair tents? So there's the chair tent fabric. And then I had forgotten that this also had the scenery. Look at this. Look at the little iron. Ironing board, so cute. Here's a, that's so fun. A big bottle. Who thinks of that? She does. Heather Ross, she does. Cute little house. Cute little houses. And like doll houses, right? So I thought, all right, so what if I use these two, and then, well, not that, that's a piece I cut off, and the star. So how much can I fit across there? So let me just show you auditioning that, because what I'll do is just lay the fabrics across the top and then see how much it covers. There are those 3 fabrics, just the fat quarter length. Okay, all 3 of them. Whew. All right, so it's not quite long enough. I'm going to quilt it myself so I can be kind of frugal. But with the seam allowances, I'll probably have to put another strip. Plus, I don't want to cut those sweet bunnies off up there. So I definitely want to switch these 2 so that you can see how much, or else put this one on the bottom, because down here you don't get, there's no bunny figures. So I want to get as much as I can. So now I still need sides, right? So these, I don't really feel like cutting up fat quarters to put, make strips for the side. I could, but I didn't really have a fabric. I don't want to go to another color. I don't want to do the teal, and I don't want to do orange. So I went looking around. Whoops, not there. There's some cutoffs. Okay, so I have from my sleepover, I have this one, which is a different shade. It's kind of a different shade. So I don't know. I was looking at it and I thought, this is just not speaking to me. So I do have a gingham, but I thought, let me look at my solids. I have a gingham up here. So like this gingham here is the right color. So I could use that one. But I thought, well, what do I have in solids? Well, it turns out I have very few pink solids. I think this and one other tiny piece. So this is not bad. I don't mind this because it goes really well with the roof and some of the interior stuff. So I might just use the solid because I really don't want to cut into that gingham because it's a little bit bigger piece, and I might use it for something down the road. So I think I'm going to go with this. So I'll have to do a strip on each side and then one across the top, because this is going to be just a little too tight after I do all the seam allowances. See how much? I only have this much space, so I need it a little bit wider, and I got plenty of this to do that. So that is what I'll do. And I don't know about binding. Maybe I'll do binding in this too. There's plenty of it. I could do a pink binding on this. That might be cute. Okay, so I'm going to sew this together and I will show you what it looks like. I went and put a strip. I think I cut it 3.5. The width here is 21. So now what I need to do is take a pink. Then I'll take this pink. See, this so cute, and I have to figure out the width of that. So let me see. I've got a ruler. Of course, I didn't have it out. Okay, so what do we got? This is, so if I do 4 inch, 4.5. I think 4.5. On this side, 4.5, 4.5 on each side, because it's not going to long armor, so I don't need to have the extra to go onto rollers and stuff like that. It's just, for me, I don't need quite as much extra. Now I did audition. Let me pull this up. I'll put the pink, that pink as a binding, so you can see there. I don't know. I'm thinking I can do better. So I got out, whoops, it's gonna fall down. So I got out my pink bucket, and I'm thinking a stripe for the win. So I have a couple stripes. Here's one's pink with just a red line, and I have this from one of my earlier fabric lines, and that might be super cute, but I'm kind of thinking this color. I don't think that's the right color though, so I'll have to look. There's a really pale. Now this one I've had forever and 15 days. I mean, it has just been, and this is like, I still have enough to bind a few quilts, and that's got pink and orange. So I don't know, I might have to do this. Whoops, brought that other one out, just because it's got the right cut. It's got the pinks and the orangey in there. Okay, thinking about that for binding. There's the backing. So I didn't need to have an extra pink strip on the bottom because it's long enough now. So I'm not going to worry about that. So it's got it on the sides and at the top for the extra pink. And then I went ahead and made the binding. Yes, I'm going to use up this older than dirt. So it's not as old as dirt, but it feels like it. I went and took the salvage off so I can keep it, because really I have had this piece forever. Oh, it doesn't say a year, but it was called Clara by P&B Textiles, and I would say I've had it probably close to 20 years, that particular fabric. So there's the bookcase, row 1, top row peeking out behind there. Okay, so I will baste this and then do a wave stitch. Just going to do a wave stitch, make it easy, and then put that binding on. Well, I have the serpentine or wave stitch, as I like to call it, set on my Baby Lock Solaris. It is the, what is that, 2.19. And here is the adjuster so that I can make it tighter or open. I want to make it open since I'm using it through 3 layers, so it's kind of thick. And there we go, it's my pretty girl. And the tulips. I am going to do first just grid down wherever the long seams are, and then split it, probably in 4ths through there, and then another one out here. That's the plan. I am using the walking foot. This is Baby Lock's walking foot. It's a even feed, a dual feed, and it's computerized, so it's kind of hooked into the system here, so it can tell me whether a stitch can be used with the walking foot or not, which is fabulous. That's what I'm doing, just following this line all the way down. And this is how it ended up. So let me step way back. Whoops, I got the ladder back here. I kind of forgot that was there, so I could get up. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm gonna move it. Okay, out of the way. So here we go. Here's what I ended up with. So you can see I did pink there, the pink on the sides and the top, but I didn't need any more of this dark pink on the bottom, so I just didn't worry about it. And then I have 2 of those bolder prints, and then used up that one with the little stars, just used up that piece. And then I did put this ancient stripe. This guy, like, I think I can still do 1 more quilt worth of something, probably a lap quilt with this stripe, because I still have some of it left, and I've been using it for a lot of years. A lot of years. Oh, so crazy. Let's take a look now. Let's take a look at this and talk about strategy. So, as you know, my design wall is not big enough to put the whole butterfly up, because it's like 80 across or something. So this is a book we're doing this from, and here is the layout I'm going to go by. So and I had sewn a couple of the sections together, so that when I got to like a unit, like down here, I already had a bunch of those sewn together. There are some half square triangles I need to make. So here's what the deal. This is what I finally decided. So I've got, these are just parts right here, like these 2 units are sewn, but, you know, and then these 2 little guys are sewn like this, but I don't have, you know, they're not all put together. And there's some half square triangles here, there's half square triangles out here, etc. So what I am going to do, there's my plan. I have already taped Friday's video, so I'm going to work on Saturday's video, which will be mostly about my trip. I'll do some clips from my trip and show you some things, talk about it. So this will be up for filming Saturday's video, but I am going to go ahead and sew the right side. So I'm going to sew the right wing all the way down, the whole way down, and then see how far I get on the left before I need to start filming with different things up on the wall, which will probably be like on Sunday, which I'll probably film again on Sunday for that. So I'd have to take it down. So right now I just have some of the bigger pieces pinned up there that are already kind of big chunks. So that is my plan. So if you are working on this and looking for a plan, maybe you want to do that too. Maybe you want to switch gears now and just do one whole side. However it works for you, because you may also be like me and you don't have enough space to put up both wings at once to keep track of it. And I'm finding that at this point it's going to be easier for me to just do the one side. Oh, remember, Kendall Taylor, our ambassador, has his own YouTube channel, and he is doing the Tulip Pink, and he is much more together with it than I am, and doing the parts in sequence, so you can go watch his videos. Also, he did videos for my Block Wednesday, so Sweet Childhood Memories. He has done the block for for yesterday, so I forgot to mention that. It was on my website, but I wanted to say it here on the video as well. Thanks, Kendall. Mwah. And I will show you as I go. I have this on every Thursday for May, but if I'm done before and totally done and don't have the last one, I will not show anything on the last one. So we'll just see. You'll know because you're following me, right? You're watching every day, right? Okay. May the 4th inch be with you. If you don't have the t-shirt, you can get that in the link down below. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.